Hi everyone, welcome to Movie Wednesdays. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Katie, and on Wednesdays I sit down, talk about a movie, drink a glass of wine, and kind of just give you an amateur's perspective. Personally, I'm going to be honest, I really like movies. I am just an avid movie watcher. I know what I like and I know what I don't like, and something I like is World War Z, which is what we're going to be watching today. So, as you can see, I have Brad Pitt on our TV. I am drinking Purple Moon. If you live by a Trader Joe's, these are $3.99 a bottle, so it'll probably be what I'm drinking most of the time. Okay, obviously spoilers, just a little disclaimer. I have seen World War Z before. I had never seen a zombie movie before, and my cousin took me to the theater. I was probably about 5 minutes in, I was like, oh my god, this is not a World War movie, that it was like World War III, not World War Z. So this was definitely a movie that made its impact on me. I think it's a fantastic movie. You can look on YouTube at other comments on the movie, and a lot of them are pretty negative about World War Z. I think it's amazing. I think it's great. That being said, I love action movies. So if you're looking for a story with emotional draw, it doesn't have it. A lot of times I feel like directors and scriptwriters try to make me feel something, but artificially for a character, and then they kill him off, and I didn't care anyways. So unlike a lot of movies that I feel like take 45 minutes to get to the plot and to get the action going, it jumps right to it. You know that it's a zombie movie, obviously defeat the zombies, stay alive, help your family. It's pretty basic, and especially with a Brad Pitt movie, Brad Pitt's gonna obviously win, he's going to survive, and so I just want a classic, great action movie, and that to be the main focus. In the beginning of the movie, it starts off with Brad Pitt, or Jerry Lane, being someone who has experience in high-stress situations. He is someone who actually could navigate a zombie apocalypse. I love the eeriness of the movie. First, obviously, they show, oh yay, we're such a heartwarming family and stuff, but when they're in the car, and I love the policeman just completely breaks off their mirror, and it's like, obviously something's problem. And then the semi-truck just completely bulldozes the cars right next to Brad Pitt's family's car. So they jump into an RV, and of course, you listen to all the critiques, and they're like, oh my gosh, of course it's an RV and someone just left the keys in there. But at this point in time, people are just getting out of their cars and running. Like, the only reason why Brad Pitt escaped for a second was because that semi-truck. So is it that crazy that there's keys in the RV? I don't think so. Then we kind of get brought to the point. Daughter starts having a panic attack, and they make their way to a grocery store, which, to be honest, if I was going to a grocery store, I would just be, during a zombie apocalypse, I'd be convinced that I would die. But I in that situation, they don't really have help. The fact that there is a pharmacist that is just giving out prescriptions and stuff to help people and knows where all of the things are, a little bit weird. It's also suspicious that there's no zombies that have made their way there. But they do show the wife being attacked by, creepy men, which is exactly what I would expect in a chaotic situation. Is people are going to show their worst natures of themselves. They leave the grocery store, RV's already stolen, and then they decide to go into an apartment, which, if zombies were attacking people, I don't think the place I would go is in an apartment building. I live in an apartment building, and the only way to get out is through elevators and stairs. And if the zombies are in the stairs and the elevators probably aren't working, you're gonna die. So I think that was a really stupid choice. I think it would be almost easier to hotwire a car, which brings me to my point. Brad Pitt, I made the whole argument that Brad Pitt is someone qualified to be in these disaster situations, are you telling me you can't hotwire a car so that they can continue driving to the airport? But they see like a zombie fall down, run into the apartment building, I guess, and by sheer luck, or you might say main character power, they end up getting into an apartment with actually normal people. Something I like about this movie is that the kids are difficult. We saw this whether it's with them screaming every single time something happening, having a panic attack or something. And I feel like in a lot of movies, it doesn't feel like a kid. They're very mature for their age because it seems like a 50-year-old wrote the script. In this movie, it's, their kids are screaming, they're scared, they're panicked, but like screaming at the worst times, etc. And it feels much more realistic that the kids are terrified and the kids are hard to manage. And the family refuses to leave with Brad Pitt. They're in an apartment building. It's not like they don't have windows. There's no way they haven't seen the zombies running around. If I was someone who peeked out the window and I saw people falling off of buildings onto the pavement and then transforming into a zombie and running around, I would not feel safe with my little tiny door protecting myself and my dresser. So I think that family definitely is stupid. Rest in peace. They did die. So obviously right after Brad Pitt leaves, there's a banging on the door from, zombies. Brad Pitt gets out, he survives. I love the speed of this movie. I think it's so fast, and I love that they just get rid of the family. They just throw the family to the side. We don't have to worry about the annoying kids anymore. It's like now it's just Brad Pitt going on a journey. I don't know about you, but I love, it's the same as like a superhero movie. I love just, the action, the playing out. We know he's not gonna die. I'm just here for good fights, good battle scenes, figuring out what the mystery is. I have no idea how to scare the zombies, so I'm ready. Let's rock and roll. Basically, at this point, the only way for Brad Pitt's family to stay out of the movie is to stay on this boat, and Brad Pitt needs to help us all, and he has to help deliver this doctor to South Korea, and they're gonna find out what the beginning of the virus is and everything, which is pretty straightforward. They have a nice conversation with Brad Pitt and the doctor. They're getting off the flight, and immediately, someone's taken by a zombie, okay? And the doctor gets scared and, tries to run back into the plane and just shoots himself. But I love it. There was so much criticism that he didn't die by a zombie. But tell me that's not perfect. If you're someone like me who's played video games before, when people start attacking me, I just start firing everywhere. And so how would it be any different that if people are trying to attack me, zombies are coming at me in real life and I have a gun, am I not just gonna be in general? And so it's just perfectly, what, everyone's gonna be super calm and collected if they've never held a gun before? So unless you have been in these situations and trained, this is probably how you're going to die, like an idiot. And that would be me, that would be most of us, and so that's how the doctor dies, and I think it's perfect. In South Korea, I'm gonna summarize it, but basically you find out is that someone wasn't bit in the middle of the entire group. Then Brad Pitt talks to the CIA guy that's selling guns, and to North Korea, I guess, who took all the teeth out of their citizens. And I have watched this movie maybe 5 times, and I have never watched that scene and understood what the point of that scene was. So then we go to Jerusalem. It's the only place with walls, which everyone was like, why is Jerusalem the only one to build walls? Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to be honest. With all of the COVID stuff that happened, it's very obvious that certain countries react very differently. I'm not gonna say certain countries were right or wrong, but if a country was like, hey, we need to completely shut down and not let anyone in, I wouldn't be surprised. So people were like, what, did the zombies not hear the helicopters or all of the noise in the city? Obviously they did. Why else would the zombies be surrounding the city? The only reason why they focused on one point is when the microphone started making tons of noise in one specific area. So far, I think the movie's awesome, fast-paced. The airplane scene loses me on every level. So they're on an airplane, all right. How has one zombie stayed in the bathroom? Also, the plane's not silent. I mean, we saw zombies literally like smashing their heads against windows, breaking it. Like this zombie was just like, let me relax in this bathroom. And then what follows after the zombie escapes and starts attacking people makes no sense. Like, again, these zombies will stop at nothing to eat people except if there's a bathroom door. And so Brad Pitt tells them to stack suitcases. I mean, I feel even stupid. Like, I remember thinking I was stupid. I feel even stupider saying it. What are the suitcases going to do against the zombies? Like, they're going to see a wall and be like, oh, I can't go this way. These are the same zombies that broke through that apartment door. What Brad Pitt should have done is had everyone strap in their seats, thrown the grenade in the back, had the plane crash, and potentially save some people. I mean, I don't know what else they would have done, but definitely stacking suitcases was bad. Like, it would be smarter to just be quiet, all huddled by the door, and then the second the plane lands, just sprint out of the plane. I don't know. Whatever it was, it definitely was not stacking suitcases. Brad Pitt and Sagan make it to the WHO lab. He gets rescued, and he starts to do his plan. At this point, Brad Pitt has realized that on a number of instances, sick people have not been hit by the zombies. The zombies only can attack healthy people. And so he thinks if he hurts himself, like diagnoses himself with an illness, he won't be attacked. Which honestly, I think it's an awesome plot to the movie, an awesome solution or whatever to the movie. I think it's cool. I like it a lot. If you don't, I'm sorry. So if you haven't seen it, he is saved by one of the wards where they're not infected, and the other ward is infected, and the diseases to infect himself is in that other ward of infected zombies. The zombies are pretty much doing nothing until they hear a noise. They decide to go through it all, figure it out, which honestly, props to them, because absolutely not would I, oh my god, no, there's like 80 zombies in there. Since the group splits off, there's no zombies in that ward, in the area that he needs the disease, because all the zombies are chasing the insignificant character. And Brad Pitt can kind of just walk in. But then there's this, like, I don't know if this makes sense, but he reminds me of a bird. A bird zombie comes, and he's like right outside the door. So then Brad Pitt then has to inject himself. Very, very dramatic. But we know he's gonna live, and he does, and he walks past the zombies, and he does this Pepsi ad to get some couple $1 million to help pay for the end of the movie, and we see the zombies run. All in all, I just think it's a great film. Welcome to the end of Wine Wednesday with World War Z as the movie. Hope you enjoyed your time here, because I definitely have. And I hope that you realize that World War Z is actually a pretty good movie. Alright, well, next week we'll watch a new movie. We'll drink probably the same kind of wine because it's $4.99, and I'll see you back on the amateur. I haven't decided the name yet. And I'll see you back